are in need of a better camera mic test. One, two, three. Hello. Oh, how come it says that how come it says that like my microphone doesn't have any signal? But yeah, here we are. Anyways, no, wait. Ah, 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 ah. Yeah, there we go. Mina Yokoso. Alright, class, settle down and let me tell you a story. Tonight we have Charlie, we have Shu, we have Warhammer, and we have some blue archival. And I believe that someday we will start off the show on time. But it is not this day. Alright. I'm so sorry. I just got through like this weekend's first event, so I'm feeling a little bit tired. It's like I got here on time, but I had to like do some duty, like I had to like finish up coating the final batch of minis that I'm supposed to present tomorrow. And yeah, we still have to do this, but don't worry, you guys. I mean, that and being here has always been and will always has always been the dream that be an internet goober, permanent internet goober. Could hopefully pay for stuff. But anyways, without further ado, again, like it if you do. Please subscribe because Emperor knows we need it. And here we go. Yeah, of course it's not ready because why would it be ready? Uh yes, okay. All right, we have some shoe. None. Yes, I know. We have some shoe. Why a shoe like this? I don't even know. Wait. Am I even like in the right place? Because I know for a fact that like if we like do this, hold on. If we like do this and then do this, everything will fix itself. Okay. Okay. I mean, cult of the cry bullies. Why people hate the left. Here's the thing, right? In this channel, we rarely check the internet drama for the simple reason that like you've got Johnny Somali, you've got Vitali. It's like every time something happens, it's like the internet would be saturated with all of these videos like this streamer ruins his or her life. And you know what, that particular streamer like sort of ends his or her career like about 10 to 20 times in that particular week alone. Like it's almost like the caption or the title is almost always this streamer ends his career, it's over for Vitali, it's over for Johnny Somali, it's over for those other guys and stuff. But so that's why, like, me personally, I don't, like covering that kind of drama unless it's Shu. Shu will always be, and has always been our best girl on this particular channel. And anyways, I remember couple of about a week, about 2 3 weeks back, there was this thing with Kingsman and that Marvel Rivals tourney, where he got bullied off of the team because the girls literally had him kicked out because they allege that he was bullying, he brought bad vibes, that he was controlling, blah 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 blah. But he turned the tables on them. Apparently, he had proof that he was bullied out of the team. And one of those clips that stuck with me was one of his teammates, one of the girls, right? She literally outright said, "All right, support Kingsman like you support Israel." She literally tried to put it out there that supporting Kingsman is the equivalent of is it kinsman or kingsman? I mean, kinsman both could be a reference to him to being Scottish, or kingsman refers to well, the reference to that particular movie. But anyways, I mean, the last one I remember was with Pedro Pascal and Channing Tatum. But anyways, she literally tried to put it out there that if you like Kingsman, or that if you're on Kingsman's side, you support Israel. I mean, it was that bad. I mean, we covered a ton of stuff. How the left literally goes against men, or how the left are afraid of themselves when they try to reach out and talk to men. But anyways, apparently it gets worse, and we have Shu here for that. So, but before we begin again, you guys, like it if you do, subscribe. Emperor knows we need it in this channel. So yeah, here we go. Hold up. Thankful. Oh my god, we were like about to start, and I had the mute of button off. Alright, thankfully it was just 3 seconds. Thankfully, I was like looking at the meter because I felt like something was off. Oh, okay, right.
Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now, before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video.
I remember on the last video, I have to admit, guys, that when she was wearing the cop outfit, she is quite goonable. But remember, boys, she's married with kids. So, let's try not to be homewreckers here.
Video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But
when did streaming become about, all about breaking news?
I'm taking my time with it.
I mean, that's why we don't do drama. It feels like we're doing breaking news here. That's why, like, for tonight, we're gonna check out, Pancreas' new work. And, talking about Carl Franz. But anyways.
I'm sure you understand there is a lot happening.
Yes?
With this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Is
Jewish. I want to be clear.
You want to go there?
All right. So you support. So we're back to that issue of Israel,
Attorney General,
and anti-Semitism.
To go there. Are you
It seems like they're going there. Yeah. Catfight!
Gentlemen, talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country,
What?
sir. Anyway, let's just
Holocaust. Wait, grandfather blank Holocaust. I honestly didn't hear what she said. Can someone please put it down?
forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet. To the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately...
Yeah, apparently if you support the streamer, you support Israel. According to that last drama.
like...
And screw you guys! If flesh tubers can eat on stream, so can I, alright?
Oh, what funny joke did they tell? But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ICE, and this is what she had to say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where it seems...
Yeah, she doesn't have to. She doesn't need to. Was it? I can't remember if it was Dave Chappelle or Louis C.K. I think it was Dave Chappelle. Why would you need a professional a-hole's opinion on a national matter or on an important matter? And guess what? Her opinion doesn't matter because she's a streamer and she stays on her lane. And yet, for some reason, people just, some people out there who just, couldn't keep it in their pants just need to, draw the line on the sand, you know, that, you know, wait, am I watching a racist? Am I watching a bigot? Am I watching, you know, someone who doesn't care about America or something? But anyways, she knows her lane and she stays on it. But you know, it just takes, you know, one a-hole to ruin everything. And apparently that's what happened there. Right? I mean, Dave Chappelle said it before. Why would you go to a professional a-hole for an opinion regarding an important matter? Remember one of his jokes during 9/11? Ladies and gentlemen, Ja Rule. Like, why do we need Ja Rule to say anything about 9/11? Right? We don't need their opinion. She knows it. Yet for some reason, people still bother her about it.
Seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted. This was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life. And everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure.
I believe Emery handled this one perfectly, by the way.
To react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News. So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias.
Excuse me, by the way, I've had like a very I've had a very long day walking around in an event, shaking hands with people who are supposed to know about political stuff and political things. And some of my friends dared me to spit on an ambassador's face for money. I almost said yes.
Ownership and headlines that helps you understand the full story.
People were educated, by the way.
And really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross. Same story, completely different vibes. The Ground News feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W. Suspicious. 37 sources covered it. 90
Gone too far where? Which side?
1% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans are selling plasma because of financial pressure. Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not skipping the ad as always. Right.
We didn't.
And now let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emaru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious—
Did that ever work? I mean, I'm pretty sure it did at a certain point, at a certain level, but I mean, what for? What's going to happen? Hold on. For example, YouTube, Me Too movement gained traction as it should for basically victims of SA that weren't able to speak out, and now they have. I mean, that's a good thing. But cancel culture is another thing entirely, because I believe that the whole thing became like, snowballed out of proportion, in a sense that everyone could get cancelled, and right now they're trying to cancel Emaru for trying to basically provide an opinion in which her opinion, in which in on a matter where her opinion doesn't matter. That's it. So yeah.
tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the cry bullies.
You all know who we're talking about.
I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop for you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator.
Someone needs to audit the auditors.
Talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion.
We need Ja!
So of course, like, half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say ICE. It's really not that hard to say ICE, to be honest. Is it so hard to just say ICE? It's really not hard to say ICE.
What if she doesn't want to fuck ICE?
Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say ICE? How hard is it to just say ICE? How hard is it to just say ICE and move on? Oh my god.
Because maybe she doesn't feel that way.
Just say ICE. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line?
Yeah, why? Then, if it's so hard to say the line, then is it so hard, not to force people to just, say it? Or
say the line! Say it! Jesus Christ, like, at this point, even if Emaru did want to, like, abolish ICE, even if she really did think, ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like, I wouldn't say it at this point, because this is just, like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies.
Yeah, it feels like coercion at this point. Instead of, zombies seeing brains or, they're all just saying, fuck, guys.
Zombies chasing after you. Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. ICE, Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong.
Alright, let's go down this list. I am not informed enough to actually provide an opinion regarding any of these issues. Alright, that's my official stand on this whole thing. Right, so Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, Elon Musk, Free Palestine, US is stolen land built by stolen people. Luigi did nothing wrong. Oh, this one, I disagree. Because the guy, right from the beginning out, regardless, guys, here's the thing, right? Perpetuating violence, especially political violence, out of self-defense is one thing, right? Fighting against the bully is one thing, guys, like I said before, but walking up to a guy and then shooting him in the back, that is a completely different level. We can't just, go around shooting people for the simple reason that it will open the floodgates to violence. Right? I mean, where does it stop? It will snowball. It will not stop. I mean, I have to admit, it was, I mean, the following day when Elon Musk brought out his kid as a human shield, it was pretty funny. But anyway, let's keep on going.
Abortion is healthcare. Leave trans people the alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy.
Yeah, I mean, he literally put out a list. Copy, paste, move on. Fuck, guys.
The internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy, like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, Men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream, Denims. Only because I don't stream.
I believe she's right. But what if she does?
Anyway, I don't have any, like, personal beef with Denims. This isn't, like, an own Denims video. We used to
And I'm pretty sure some people will turn it into beef.
Be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo.
See, how exactly, does, her saying that she doesn't need to provide her opinion equals racist?
First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know?
She just said that her opinion doesn't matter. That's it. That people don't need to hear her opinion regarding the matter.
What her opinion is. Second of all, modern Gestapo. Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally normal to criticize ICE.
I mean, they could have easily said Kempeta, eh. They could have easily said Stasi. Who else is the secret police at this point?
Totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing. But modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this. Racist chud. Like, where did the racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane and I stay in it. Emaru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just
I thought they were here to goon.
Turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shitto thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shitto have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or something? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
Alright, she knows her audience and she's definitely talking to the wrong people about goonable women throwing up. Anyways.
She's right when she says most streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what
See, that's the whole thing. She just said, wait, she's about to say it. Like, she's saying that you can be ignorant and say stuff. That's exactly what she's saying here. Right? You don't, she's literally saying you can just parrot or you can literally just follow what everyone else is saying. And we will not attack you. That's it. How not to get attacked? say what we're saying, do what we tell you to do, or else we will attack you. Right? What was that? I could have sworn I silenced this. Anyways, keep on
talking
going.
about in order to just say the line. What? You should
Say
look
the
into a
line or
topic,
you will
do your
get
own
attacked.
research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ice. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ice.
You don't have to be a political content creator to say the line. All your other
Yeah, say the line or else we will attack you or we will call you racist.
friends are saying the line, Emaru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
L ice. Okay, but unironically though, them. Straight up. Hey, them. Yeah, it's them, don't care, and if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommate.
It's really that easy for me, so it's literally that easy for her to say stuff or say the lines regardless of whether or not she's properly informed regarding the subject.
Saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not.
She cares enough to keep her mouth shut about things that she knows nothing about. I mean, she literally stays on her lane. That's it, and yet she still gets attacked. You know, say the line or else we will attack you.
Not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not gonna care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them. Okay, so
It's called tax evasion, by the way.
that's the difference between those things.
There's this weird idea in America especially where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What?
Many people,
That is a completely valid opinion. by the
most
way.
people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics. They do other things other than fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew.
About
Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the
They're called taxes. It happens to everyone every day.
people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics. Also, more importantly, Emaru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics. She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference.
Exactly, because we don't even know what she knows. I mean, she was simply trying to stay on topic, and it seems like hold on. In this particular stream, they were talking about those look like peas and pie eel pie and liquor. Right? That's pie and liquor, right? It seems like they were talking about English food. I'm ragging on it most likely, but anyways, it seems like they were talking about English food and someone just had to go out there and say, "What do you think about politics?" We're literally talking they were literally talking about English food. I think literally off topic, I remember banning some people because for some reason they simply couldn't, stay on topic, or they simply couldn't um just focus on the subject at hand right now. So yeah, she didn't want to talk about politics at that particular point in time because they were busy with English food.
I care a lot about like skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about like peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me
That
say
reminds me,
feminism is doo-doo
need
and
to
make
put on
silly
toner
little
after
faces
this.
at the camera. Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old. Please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emeru, so
What?
finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of
See, that's the whole thing. You will get attacked unless you say the
her own
line.
is
That's
nice.
their thing.
The audacity! If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck Ice. If Emeru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind
No.
of her own? No, absolutely not! They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion. They are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emeru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty incel Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that, but draws
One of these days, I'm definitely gonna watch one of her streams simply because of this. I mean, come on. We play Blue Archive because of Connor.
line at saying Ice is bad. Emeru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emeru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all,
Why? Bother with the why bother with the censored username and the profile pic? Let's have at it.
things are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the fuck is this Asian
Violent
fetish thing?
racists.
Are they just saying that
I mean, I believe in in that particular stream they were being violent against English food. But anyways,
it's because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emeru saying sucky sucky $5 or something. It doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man. It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes. I don't know where this is coming from. And the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own Ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty.
yeah, I mean, Emeru's been having like sort of like a rough couple of months. There's the Miskiff issue. She got attacked at TwitchCon, and now this.
Do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Casey Tron.
It reminds me of whenever Amaranth started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the
So cowboy hats equals Nazis. Okay, got it.
cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat?
Nazis.
Lord, take me
Stop 'em.
out. Take me out back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also
Definitely have
plays
to check out
into
one
how
of Emeru's streams these days. Probably looks awesome, or it's probably gonna be awesome. I mean, this is how we discovered Blue Archive.
a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men.
Yeah.
She's like basically like She is. She's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude. It's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emaru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can like kind of see how is Emaru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from? No, really though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me? You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I am a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the Vtuber community. Like all these Vtuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week.
I've been told that's probably why my career is down, is that, you know, I don't hang out or try to collab with other VTubers. So it's just that, you know, I simply want to do my own thing and, you know, try and avoid. It's not like, you know, I'm avoiding drama per se. It's just, you know, I'm having so much fun doing our own thing here. But anyways, let's keep on going.
Whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would
honey, it's not for you.
Literally rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining, and if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emaru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who's doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfect.
So here's the thing. Perfect statement, but yet she still didn't say the line. And because of that, according to them, she deserves to be attacked.
Perfectly fine. My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emaru made her opinion about ICE clear? No. Of course not.
Nazi response.
There we
TLDR, go f*** yourself in your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud.
This is the reason why they lost. This is the reason why, this is the reason why ICE, or, you know, Donald Trump's in power right now. It's because of them.
But continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I hear is, I support Israel and my name is Emery.
There we go.
What? Where the f*** did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emaru, you are garbage Nazi-loving c***. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea of get off the internet is so f***ing ignorant, this dumb cunt needs to shut her f***ing mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one.
Is her downfall happening?
Knew something was off about her. Not a good statement.
Because I don't think their opinion or their numbers matter in a sense that they're not Emeru's core audience or main audience. Like her real people or her real audience wouldn't be affected.
She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from
Yeah.
If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
Ah yes, incels. Known for defending women online.
Ah.
What? What the does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now? It just means man. Man I do not
think,
like.
I had no idea
I
this
think
was...
it's their thing. Right? If you don't support us or anything that we don't like equals incel. Like, if you support, if we don't like you, that means you support Israel. If you support Kingsman, that means you support Israel.
a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emeru low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emeru's a femcel! Oh my Do people just not know what words mean anymore? How are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We
Yeah,
need to do
probably.
something about these male-centered women.
Okay, first of all,
Male-centered
nothing is
women? What?
more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God. Go to
Probably.
therapy. Do literally anything.
Oh my god, I'm gonna use that from now on. Take it up with God. I don't care.
else than make it our problem.
Her, and especially her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked. 30-year-old woman
I
too
hope
scared to
they
say
get
guys to keep
Kirked. Huh. I mean, these are the people I'm calling for gun control, and yet, anyways. let's
her
keep on
incel
going.
audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better
Let's
person.
hope
Next time
she
this comes as
gets abused again. Oh my lord.
assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. F her and f Ice and f you if you support this cunt. Emeru deserved what Miskiff did to her. F Emeru for supporting Ice. I genuinely
didn't
hope
say
this
she's-
bitch gets. Oh, okay. I reported that one. Holy shit. What is wrong with these people?
Holy
See, you don't understand.
crap.
I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say fucked up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is fucked up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad
My
guy. It's
word.
called being on the right side of history, Chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
May I just remind the audience that this is what she
That
said.
was bad.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a
Get off the
Nazi
internet.
that deserves death. What?
After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emeru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe on Head. Of course Emeru is now following a fellow pathetic pick-me for being quiet
There
about
we
ICE.
go.
They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fan base.
For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason,
I mean, I'm sort of afraid. I mean, which which segment we fall under. I mean, guys, come on, you're watching an anime boy watching a girl talk about politics. I honestly couldn't it's just dawned on me, like, I don't even know which category we fall under.
they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit like, we should decommodify housing, and the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, commie mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize,
I mean, they tried. But I don't think it's gonna work.
or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emeru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the cry bully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions, or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult like
thing. That wasn't Emery's thing. They were talking about English food, for Christ's sake. And now, I mean, of course she'd bend. Because this is not her thing. Politics is not her thing, and therefore, she did the right thing by saying she doesn't want to talk about politics. I mean, it all started with that one guy, and you should ban that person, whoever that is. Like, you know, if you need a streamer that looks like this, with English food for content, if you need her opinion for yours to matter, yeah, you should get off the internet.
Tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, you know, now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on the spectrum are immune to the cry bully tactics. What happened is Emeru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just gonna make it worse. And they are moving on to one of their...
Like I said, she's right. They didn't want an apology. They just needed someone to attack, to vent that anger on, because, you know, they're so full of anger and hatred towards the administration that, you know what, any target would do. And apparently, Emeru's just, you know, on that particular list. You know, she seemed to be like, you know, the perfect target. She's young, pretty, successful, and so, you know what, all that insecurity and all that hatred might as well vent it all out to this particular person. I mean, you know, you could literally feel the jealousy.
Favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation, but the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere. Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon, or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold.
Denounce Asmon, or we will attack you again.
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emeru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what they want you to do.
Yep.
Yes.
Denounce
Around
him.
2018, I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like non-stop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it.
She caved in into the pressure. She was new in the game.
Bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's incredibly stressful, and you just kind of want it all to stop. And you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emeru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake, and it is not worth
she
it,
already
because
caved
you're
in
going to
due
find
to
yourself
the
surrounded by
pressure.
people who see you as a temporary ally
But
and not
I
a
don't
real
think
friend.
I don't think she'd lose her core audience in a sense that they're not going to care. Because these people don't watch her anyway. These people aren't part of her audience anyway. They're just joining in the bandwagon of attacking anyone who doesn't agree with them, or who doesn't toe the party line, or simply doesn't say the line.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually wronged someone. But you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun.
There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money
There
she could
we
donate
go.
that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years.
There is nothing you can ever do to please these people,
We're just going
so
to
why
attack
bother?
you.
They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a shoe on a head video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of stuff drives people away from the left. And more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emaru being canceled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean now. Woke 2.0? Because Woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say it's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like, I feel like I'm one of the only ones, like, holding
like anyone with a Twitter account or
down
something.
the floor. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that, like, actually affect the working class. You know, things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children?
Note 8. She didn't censor fuck, but she had to censor the word minor lover. Like, so weird. Like, the algorithm's so weird. Like, she knows she'll get in trouble if she says the word outright of a person who likes minors. Whereas, compared to just outright saying the word fuck. Oh my lord. Like, my days. This is so weird now.
Children, please. Thank you. In conclusion, Emaru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting, like, a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emaru for not doing, like, the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like, that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to shoe on head for political information, you are deep fried. So that was that little video. If you liked my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below.
You know what to do.
And I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video.
Bye! Alright. Let's move on to the next one. Wait, what else the next one? Yeah. We have a completely, like, different we have, like, the hazing situation is crazy. But hold on, you guys. I just, really really need to go to the bathroom. I'll be back in a bit. There we go. I have been talking for the past. Holy crap. I have been talking for like the past 10 minutes and the whole thing was muted. I mean, thanks a lot, you guys. Thanks a lot. Really? Really? I have been talking here about my experience regarding violence and initiation rituals where people went to prison and no one bothered to tell me that I was on mute. You know what, really? No one did? I have been mute the entire time. I have known, yeah, sort of too late now. I was talking about the time. When an underclassman was unalived during an initiation ritual, during a hazing ritual. I was talking about the time when an ex-girlfriend's uncle who was implicated in unaliving an underclassman told me, you should join a fraternity. You need it. I mean, just imagine that person, right? He almost went to prison because you know what? His fraternity unalived an initiate. He didn't even like get to graduate or get his post-grad degree. He didn't even get his post-grad degree, mind you, because of the thing that happened. Up until now, he never had a passport because of all the requirements, because of he was implicated in that particular case. And up until now, he couldn't even, he can't even get a passport. And he's already in his late 50s during that particular time, and he's never been out of the country. All because him and his fraternity brothers unalived an initiate back in the late 80s. And the funny thing, despite of that happening to him, of him almost going to prison, he still encouraged me to join a fraternity in my post-grad. Alright, rewinding the story. Right? One of the reasons why we're checking out this post hazing situation is that here's the thing. I know people now that are serving life sentences because they unalived an initiate during a hazing ritual. Right? They just wasted their lives, and it's like their families have to pay like roughly $1,000 on a monthly basis just so the other inmates wouldn't haze them. But anyways, because I remember during that time, it was during the pre-pandemic era, this fraternity unalived an initiate, and I remember I was part of the postgraduate program's political machinery during that time. And the school administration handed out a gag order that we're not supposed to talk about it. Yeah. They handed out a gag order, right? But I think this was like, roughly a decade ago, so, it doesn't matter now. One of the reasons why I'm a VTuber, so, I could talk freely and openly about these things, about my past experiences. And I remember getting pulled out of class just so we could hear mass for the poor soul of that initiate that they unalived. I mean, imagine that. I mean, the school officials were implicated because they were members of that fraternity. They were senior members of that fraternity. And I remember feeling so angry. I felt so much hate that, wait a minute, you unalived this kid, and yet how come we're the ones praying for her soul? You should be the one, you and your brother should be the one praying for this kid's soul. I mean, we just watched the previous video, and I just, felt so angry during that time. I mean, here's the thing. I have been to at least 2 initiation rituals myself, right? One was when I had my black belt. The other one was when I joined the football team. Both on both instances, violence was done. It was delivered upon me. But guess what? It serves the purpose. When I got my black belt, the purpose of the whole thing was I needed to kick and punch people. So you know what they need. I guess you know the point of it was I needed to feel what it was like to get punched and kicked by several guys. You know, just to drive home the point that you're a black belt now. During the football, when I was initiated for the football team, your job was to tackle people. So I guess you needed to get tackled by the entire team in order to drive home the point that this was your position. But during my post-grad, I was told that, you know, I needed to join a fraternity. But I never did for the simple reason that it didn't serve the purpose. You know, I didn't see the point. Like, why would I, like, join something that doesn't serve a purpose? This is an academic institution. Now, here is the thing. Right? For those of you, you know, that have been with me through from the beginning, you know, we do at a certain point we like watching violence here. But here's the thing, right? This was during that time in post grad. It was an academic institution, right? There was no, you know, the reason I didn't join any fraternity during a particular time was because I was aware, I was warned, everyone was warned not to join a fraternity because of this because of the violence that is required for their initiation ritual, for their hazing rituals. And the reason that I didn't join is because nope, there is no such thing, and I am a proud barbarian, and I am proud of the fact that I never joined the fraternity. Right? Because I didn't see the point. Right? Why would you deliver violence on an academic institution? Right? We're here to read books. Like, here's the thing, right? If the initiation involved, like, you know, you're supposed to do 1,000 book reports by next week, go. If that was the initiation ritual, I would have gladly joined, because guess what? It serves the purpose. Where this is an academic institution, this is a school, and we do school stuff. But for some reason, right, they just have to deliver violence, or, you know, they just have to do violence, and I didn't get the point. It's why I never joined. And now, I definitely know some people that are now serving life sentences because of unaliving an initiate during their ritual. And strangely enough, one of my closest friends right now is a member of that fraternity. And one of the reasons why he's not, you know, in prison right now is during that particular time, he was in the hospital. I mean, he was getting some sort of a procedure done. I mean, that's like, you know, that could have been like the only reason why he's not in prison right now. But anyways, why don't enough about me and my anger and hatred towards that particular time. It was a long time ago, pre-pandemic, younger men, younger thoughts, and let's see how it happens in the US with Charlie. Wait, are we going? Is video good? Yeah, go.
It was Iowa State. The body cam was wild. Actually looked like a scene from Weapons.
It's a police body cam.
Oh, here we go. Raw video. UI body cam shows Frat's 2024 hazing incident.
That's what I want to know most of the time.
What are we out here for? Noise.
Police are involved. I mean, in that situation that I was talking about, they simply dumped the initiate's body on the street. All they did.
Complaint or something? Oh no, that's a fire truck.
That's okay. Fire's here.
Alcohol poisoning? If it was alcohol poisoning, I don't think they would have got suited up. Okay, so probably not alcohol poisoning. Looking like a fire, maybe. Oh wow. But
there we go.
Anyone want to be forthcoming on what's going on? Anyone.
No one would be forthcoming.
As advertised, that does feel like something straight out of Weapons, huh?
Oh
This
my
was
God.
2024,
I have
so
yet
they
to
certainly
actually see
weren't
that
doing the Black
film.
Beetle challenge either.
I've actually yet to see that film because I always get distracted every time I get a time or I get the actual minute. Something almost always comes up every time I try to watch that particular film.
Oh wow!
See,
now that is interesting, isn't it?
See, again, it's a school. It's an academic institution. It's not a dojo. It's not a field. They don't need to do this, yet for some reason, they have to. Why? No idea.
They're in low power mode.
Because you gotta see it from my perspective. What the did I just watch?
I haven't seen Weapons, but it reminds me of that, what was that film with Will Smith? The Ghost in the Machine's iRobot. Like, discarded robots would basically just huddle together in the dark, being part of the ghosts in the program. That's what it looks like to me.
Police and firefighters responded to the Alpha Delta Phi fraternity house after a fire alarm went off.
Ah, okay.
A fire
This is where
alarm
we
went
left off in the other
Alright.
footage. Okay.
Because I was thinking based on what we saw, why they would respond is because you know what? Someone got hurt during the ritual, and now the cops were called. But apparently a fire alarm went off, and you know what? No one snitched.
Yeah, so I guess all the dudes down there were rubbing together too fast and set off the smoke alarm.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good, how are you?
Hey, Cody. Hey, pardon me, Cody, we're going downstairs?
Hey guys, what's going on here?
Oh, the firefighters were the first ones to see it.
What's going on?
While downstairs checking the fire alarm, officers stumble upon a fraternity hazing
You guys chill. Don't feed the trolls, alright? Let it go.
situation.
Sam Hell's. Yeah, I'll definitely need one.
What in the Sam hell?
Yeah,
Alright, who's in charge?
Apparently a ritual was happening.
That'd be Cody.
Who's in charge here?
Looks like we have quite a bit of hazing. So I'm gonna ask again, who's in charge?
Who's in charge?
We can talk upstairs. No, we're gonna talk right here. Who's in
Yep.
charge?
A couple of us are. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Who's your leadership? And here's the thing: fire alarm went off. Police and firefighters responded. But question is, what's the felony? I mean, I get the fact that they have to interview everyone, but what felony are we looking at here? Why do they need to talk to the leadership?
Well, we need to find someone who's in charge, because this is ridiculous. Hey, this stops here, guys. This is a police department.
Oh, wait, so they weren't shirtless initially. Whoa, what?
Yep.
Were they making mud pies and having a food fight?
That looks like a ritual.
So they weren't shirtless initially. What did they take the shirts off after the officers went upstairs? When did that happen? That's interesting.
No, they took their shirts off as a form of solidarity. It looks like that's what happened.
They're covered in blood? Where? Oh, I guess here, maybe.
I don't think it's blood. It's not coming off from anywhere.
Who's in charge?
They're upstairs.
Who said that?
How about we stop?
You're excommunicado!
Everyone take
No.
What
That
frat is
would
this?
be the equivalent of snitching.
Alpha Delta Phi. You're out of here, bud. Someone tell Cody.
Clear the room and get out of here, but no one's moving.
I will tell you something. That's commitment. There is a chance. I'm really reaching, but imagine. I just keep calling everyone here Cody, but imagine like whoever's in charge here said like knew that with the fire alarm going off and everything that police would arrive, and he told all the freshmen here, there's going to be cops coming. They're not real cops. If you break, you're out. What do you think the odds are of that? I feel like there's a good chance, right? Like they're testing you. Said cosplay police. Yeah, like you know how like bachelorette parties order this stripper dressed as a police officer? Maybe it's one of those things. I say that, and I don't know if that actually happens in the real world or just in movies. I don't know how often you order a police stripper man, but it's probably possible.
Apparently they're taking us pretty serious.
I guess.
You in charge?
You said.
Still haven't found out who's in charge?
Yep.
Might want to ask our house dad.
Where's he at?
Summit. Working at Summit.
Summit. That's cool.
So, you have
obviously,
someone else coming here?
Yeah, the lieutenant's coming.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Definitely figure out why you wouldn't let me pass you initially.
Questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of those things. We've been there a million times.
Calling your house dad or whoever to get him here, since ultimately he's probably in charge, right? Unless someone else is in charge.
I don't have his numbers.
Yeah.
Which rush you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Do you guys know how the fire alarm got set off? Or is it just from? It's manual.
Does his voice normally sound like that, or
This one in the hallway here.
did he lose his voice from like screaming all day? I wonder if he always sounds like that.
How it got set off, I'm not sure. I don't think it was down here. It's upstairs. I can tell you it was this one. It was really? Yeah. I don't know, they're supposed to stay.
Nothing interesting is happening yet, but it doesn't seem like, anyone's hurt. I mean, when I saw this video, I, thought the worst that, someone called the cops. And it seems like they're sticking to the code. No one's snitching. We have a bunch of neophytes, or neos, that's what, that's what they're called, at least, down here in this little island. But, yeah, no one's snitching, and, the police are trying to get to the bottom of it. But my biggest question is that why exactly are you trying to carry on in this conversation? Like, here, hold on. Like, what's the point? Right? They're here because of a fire alarm. They're not here because, someone, filed a noise complaint. They're not here because someone's hurt. They're just here because of a fire alarm. So why? Why are they trying to get on with this line of questioning? They see a bunch of neophytes, which is quite weird, by the way. But, yeah, it feels like the police are trying to force an issue here where there's none, right? Fire alarm went off. They could have, easily said it's an accident. It was an accident, so yeah.
No.
But it feels like they're trying to force the issue here. Yeah, you see, I don't know what this is. He could be referring to the questioning. He could be referring to, whatever is happening to these guys inside the room. But yeah.
I'm as confused as you guys. Why'd you cops put all these dudes in my basement?
It's not that dumb.
Okay, and what are you doing here?
He's a living. He lives upstairs.
Oh, so you do live here?
Mm.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Well, your buddy here is saying different.
No, they said the same thing. They said the same thing.
Who's in charge of the house? Our house dad's at Summit. Okay, we need him now. He's at Summit. Okay, can we get in contact with him?
I don't know.
Here's the deal. From what I'm being told, this is...
I don't know what Summit is. Does that mean he's like off the grid or something?
At Summit?
What Summit? We can't get house papa
camping or
on the
something?
phone.
Is that what he's saying?
Dude's on Everest. Oh yeah. Okay, that makes more sense. Yeah, that's why he's unreachable. I get it.
Okay. Could have just said
Probably
that.
just a town nearby. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
This is like shutting down chapter type stuff. I need to start talking. Now. It's 1 o'clock. Yeah, that's fine. I need to talk to people. You call Summit. Can I call Summit? Yep. I'm not calling Summit.
What is Summit? What are you
Who
talking
is Summit?
about?
Nobody in here.
Jesus,
has
like the
any way to
elusive
contact.
man.
the guy that's in charge of this house.
They were ghost hunting.
What?
Yeah, they're checking for paranormal phenomenon. Hazing is illegal in some states. Oh, really? Wait, like, just full stop, even, like, no matter what it is, any kind of hazing is illegal in some states? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's also illegal in Florida. Didn't know that either. I thought it was only, like, the really dangerous hazing rituals that were, like, illegal. I didn't know it was the whole
so
thing,
far, nothing dangerous
According
is happening.
to StopHazing.org, 44 out of 50 states have anti-hazing laws in place. I actually didn't know, full stop, there were so, like, it was so common to have hazing itself just be outlawed. Literally kills people. Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like everyone's read tons of stories about hazing leading to deaths. I know. I just didn't know it was illegal. I thought it was only, like, those chapters that did that shit getting shut down and those people getting arrested and stuff. I didn't know they just outlawed the entire idea of hazing.
What is happening here?
What's his name? Eric. Eric, you don't know his last name?
I got a buddy named Eric.
A couple different code violations.
That guy can do anything.
So what's going on in here?
Don't
know. It's just like door, so we can't see what here.
No, the whole thing just looks like
live here?
a weird humiliation ritual or a sleep deprivation ritual. I mean, don't get me wrong, we went up to we did a lot of weird stuff during that particular point in time. And it doesn't seem like anyone's hurt. Right? They just, weren't careful enough not to draw attention to themselves in a way that, the police ended up getting here.
Just hanging out.
That is exactly what they're doing, and yet the police are trying to force the issue.
No, you tell me.
You go to University of Iowa?
Yeah.
You do? What's your major?
Business.
Business? What's your name?
Oh, business. Big business.
And now
hey guys,
what happens?
Anyone in here that needs medical
When did you all take your shirts off?
There we go. Finally, we're getting somewhere because it just looks like a very weird night. But that's it. No one's hurt. And no one's screaming bloody murder.
When did that happen?
And you know what? It doesn't even seem like, the neighbors filed a noise complaint or something.
Anyone here that is against their will?
And there's some even now, I'm honestly more interested in watching this. The Indian Tiger makes history, a full match, a slap fight, a power slap. Like, I'm honestly even more interested in checking out the full match of the power slap. We're definitely gonna check that one out one of these days.
Guys, I just took a peek in here a second ago. You guys had shirts
Who
on.
is not participating in this? I.e. a leader?
Is there anyone with any sort of physical injury?
Oh.
No.
Huh?
Just a weird night. That's all it is.
With the guy standing here.
Just a weird night. Let's all just go home and let them finish up whatever it is that they're doing right there.
Just water.
Fun juice.
I'm not sure if somewhere.
You, come here.
Serena.
Don't snitch it out.
Nope, you're gonna stand right over there.
Why?
Because I'm telling it to.
It's my house.
It's your house. You're responsible for everything that happened today.
Fraternities.
So, okay. Tuck in right there. Get up against
Are
the
those
wall.
beer bottles? Because it's
Come over.
starting to look like one hell of a party.
It's like he's picking a kickball team. Which one of you can run 2 bases the fastest?
Milliken.
I'm putting together a team.
These two ask some questions about what's going on their arms.
Right. The cops are trying to divide and
So, are you
conquer
responsible
now. But again, I feel like they're forcing the issue. It's just like the whole thing just looks weird. Alright? Whole thing just looks weird. I don't think there's anything dangerous going on apart from, sleep deprivation and possibility of alcohol poisoning. And
No.
it honestly looks like a fun night. No, it doesn't seem like anyone's getting actively hurt. Right? No one's delivering no one's delivering or receiving any form of violence. I mean, it looks funny, it looks humiliating, but then again, what exactly are they supposed to do?
Told you he works at f***ing Summit. Go call him.
He works
Go there.
at the
What was
effing
his name?
Summit.
Eric, I told you. Why are you asking me?
What is Summit? Is Summit a company? Because there's a water company in this island called Summit.
Me?
Because it sounds like you're responsible for the house.
No.
Sounds like you have some idea of what's going on.
Didn't he just say it's his
he's
house?
responsible for the house, and so here's the thing. This is why I'm saying that it feels like the police are forcing the issue. Yeah. So what if he's responsible? Responsible for what exactly? Having a bunch of shirtless guys in his basement? That's not a crime. There's nothing illegal about that happening.
Did I mishear him?
House dad, who are you 30 years
Two we're trying to get hold of.
Okay, go call him. Please.
Stay right there.
Stay here.
You guys got IDs on you?
Yes, sir.
Let's take a look at them.
See, there's nothing illegal happening. There's nothing illegal going on. At least from at a precursor. At first glance. So it feels like you're just trying to force the issue that there's something bad happening, but it doesn't seem like it. At least from what we're seeing.
Any. Because you gotta see it from my perspective. What the did I just walk into?
Yeah.
Celebration.
Nobody? Celebration or what?
Brotherhood.
Okay,
Yeah.
sweet.
Of life. To be honest, I know I was talking about some heavy stuff earlier. But this whole thing's just funny now. And I don't think anyone in this house is gonna end up in prison. Although it looks like some of them need to get tested for hepatitis or something because that whole place simply looks unhygienic.
Okay, the reason I pulled you guys aside. We're here for public safety at this point. What's on your arms?
Oh.
Where are you guys going now?
Oh, we're going to the house next door. There's like 7,000 other dudes in that basement, so we're gonna go join them.
Back down here.
We're gonna form like a giant Megazord together. We're gonna fucking huddle on top of each other and be like Voltron or something.
It just feels like they're trying to force the issue.
Shine your light.
That's
Is it blood?
That's what I'm asking.
Let's taste it.
No.
Okay.
This is why we're here? Why we're asking questions?
I don't know. You got the wrong guy.
You got the wrong guy. What's wrong with
He
his
sounds
voice?
like a Muppets character right now. Again, I don't know if that's what like his normal voice or something, or maybe he smoked too much or screamed too much. I'm not sure, but it
Probably.
is fucking incredible. This
He sounds like Godfather from Generation Kill.
whole video is like,
It's so
if I
weird.
saw it in a movie, I think
What's that white stuff all over his chest? Like, holy crap.
it's like way over.
It's like the timing and pausing. Like, what's that white stuff all over his chest? Come on.
The top, like too ridiculous to be real.
I was gonna ask those guys questions, and then he told them all to start heading out.
They all have white
I was gonna
stuff
ask
on
those
their
two guys
chest.
questions, but then they all started falling out.
They left.
No, I stopped them, but he was.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, some white stuff on
Did
his
you pull these
shorts.
guys out?
No, I went to go talk to those guys, and then they started coming out.
Why do we come out?
They're like weeping angels, man, but like opposite. So when you don't look at them, they start changing position, taking their shirts off, and walking away very slowly. You got to keep eyes on them if you want them to stay, man. It's like he's never played Five Nights at Freddy's.
The whole thing's just weird. But I don't think anything illegal is going
Yeah, we
on.
had at the frats where I
Right.
went to university.
Regardless, it looks like that the entire thing is consensual. Whatever that white stuff is on his chest it looks like that the whole thing is consensual.
There was hazing, which is why I didn't know it was illegal. It wasn't exactly like a well-kept secret or anything, but it was nothing
Yeah.
extreme from what I remember.
Yeah.
It was like really trivial shit.
I'm a little frustrated, but
Yeah, I'm a bit peeved if you can believe it.
what's going on tonight?
It's their lead up to initiation.
Ah, there we go. It's a ritual.
What's the deal with what are we doing in the basement?
They're
They don't have to tell you. It's literally here's the thing. Legally speaking, no blood, no foul. They don't have to tell you.
Brotherhood ritual.
Where they're blindfolded.
Okay.
And get messed with.
Okay.
There we go.
And then on top of that, we find this hazing event. We want to speak to somebody.
Well.
Here's the thing. They found a hazing event, but the thing is, legally speaking, they don't need to know. Nothing illegal is happening. At least, not that they can see that's happening. No, they don't, have to do anything. They don't have to answer any of these questions. Yet it feels like, they're trying to force the issue that what exactly are they trying to find here?
In all fairness, officer, we don't know if it's a hazing event. This could have been a LAN party. I'm pretty sure I saw a computer somewhere over there. They could have been all huddled around watching fucking Worms Armageddon with their shirts off, covered in mud. It's we can't rule out that possibility.
We can't.
The University of Iowa is going to see this.
Okay.
And with the stuff going around across the country, students dying from hazing events.
There we go. All right. So they're trying to prevent another hazing ritual death. The whole thing just feels weird. But then again, the police are here because someone or a fire alarm was triggered. So I'm so sorry for laughing, but there's also a possibility that one of the initiates, one of the neophytes felt that, he wasn't safe. So maybe that person who felt that, he wasn't safe here pulled the fire alarm in order to get the police here. That's also a possibility. So yeah, we have to, see it from the police's perspective. There's a bunch of shirtless dudes in the basement and the fire alarm was triggered. Lot of red flags over here.
I'm not saying it's to that level. I'm not saying anything.
There we go. Hazing death.
The university has a
that does happen all the time.
It's a universal thing,
very
too.
true.
I mean, it's happened here.
If I can't talk to people, and if people aren't going to cooperate with me,
and yeah, unfortunately, I personally know some people who are currently in prison right now because of hazing deaths.
Yourself into that conversation. What good is that?
They don't need to talk to the cops. I don't even.
Why are you?
Yeah, see, that's the whole thing. It's the legal.
They're my buddies.
He's like the Lorax. He speaks for the truth.
They don't have to know. Right? No probable cause of anything that is happening. They don't have to talk to you, right? Of course, here's the thing. The probable cause ended when they entered the house, when the fire alarm was triggered. But beyond that, they have no cause to investigate any further apart from there was a bunch of shirtless dudes in the basement. I mean, I can laugh about it now, right? I mean, the whole thing was like roughly a decade ago, and all the responsible people are now in prison.
His brother. I mean, he's trying to do them a solid and be the fall guy here, but he's not very good at it. He's actually pretty terrible at it.
No, see, that's what I'm saying.
I think
fall
this was
guy
his
for what? There's no case here.
His attempt to fall on the sword, but I don't know why he thought
There's
he was
no sword to fall on. Police didn't find anything on this one.
equipped to handle that responsibility when he couldn't really.
Just weird shit happening in a basement. I mean, where else are these things supposed to
get
happen?
words out well.
I would like to have a word here. Okay. If there's anything actually happening, you can call me again. But it's been a pleasure. Thanks, fellas.
Yeah, it's been
Well,
a
no,
pleasure.
thank you, Cody.
Thanks, fellas. See, he doesn't need to talk to them.
So this is Lieutenant Travis Tyrell.
My name, it's Phil.
122, I'll take you.
McCracken. Mike.
What'd you say your name was?
Joseph.
Oxlong.
All right, Joseph.
Yeah, see, that's the whole point. Legally speaking, he's doing the right thing. Just walk away. Am I being detained? Yes. No. No, I don't have to talk to you. All right, bye. There's not even not even a sword, not even a smoking gun. Say goodbye.
All right, Cody. Well, we're gonna be on our way now. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
I hope the rest of Rush Week goes well. Godspeed to you.
Unfortunately for you, at this point, you're being placed under arrest. You can put your hands behind your back.
Well,
what for?
Joseph was arrested for interference with official acts in connection with the hate.
Ah, alright. So they do have that statute because, wait, obstruction here in our little island, yeah, it doesn't equate here. But again, apparently he's getting slapped with obstruction, but I don't think it will stick. I don't think he was being detained at that particular point. So yeah, I don't think these charges will stick.
Incident. Those charges would be dropped a year later.
There we go. Dropped a year later. The whole thing's just an inconvenience. It was just, meant to be an inconvenience. I mean, to me personally, this whole thing looked like a fishing expedition. Police found something weird, not necessarily illegal, just weird. So they tried to find something that would stick, and guess what? It didn't.
The Alpha Delta Phi fraternity was suspended through 2029 for hazing.
Oof. Oh, so they gave us the aftermath on it. I'm still so curious what that ritual was. Stand in the basement blindfolded. Maybe taste a bunch of yucky sodas and try and guess which one's which. Imagine it's some shit like that.
Even he's laughing. The whole thing's just weird. And now, that we know that no one actually got hurt. And nothing bad happened. The whole thing's just funny now. But then again, we should be glad that the police are on top of things. That that there's oversight. There's like security oversight on these kind of things.
Like it's actually the most like nerdy garbage ever down there. We were actually doing like the Laldl, and everyone that failed we just kicked out. Yeah, no, that shit's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is.
So who was the guy at Summit? Eric?
I'm honestly glad that nothing bad happened. Nothing sordid happened. It just looked weird. The police
that dude never came through, I don't think. Unless he was the guy in the white shirt, but I don't think he introduced himself as Eric. Why do people go through that?
Why?
Friends. A lot of people do it for friends.
People just looking for a place to belong, guys. You know what? Here's the thing. I know it's hard out there, right? But one of the reasons why we do war dollies, why we do tabletop, is because here's the thing, right? If you're looking for a community, if you're looking, just looking for people to hang out with, like best suggestion, find a hobby, right? May it be tabletop to crocheting to running whatever, you will find friends, you will find a community. Find a hobby first, find that common thing that you like, and I promise you there's a community for it. Right? No need to go and spend your time in basements being interviewed by the police.
It's a guaranteed way to basically pay for friends. You get into the brotherhood, you immediately get yourself...
That's right, he's paying for... This is the equivalent of paying for friends.
Stuff like a little network. Sense of belonging, yeah.
Sense of belonging,
I kind of put that in together.
But you know what, dude? Just, buy a couple of minis. I promise you, you'll find friends. Right? I mean, me personally, I went at it so hard, I now have responsibilities. I'm supposed to wake up tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. on a Sunday, for an event. Like, I sort of went at it too hard, and now I have responsibilities. You don't even have to go that hard. Find something you like, from sports to crocheting to tabletop. And I promise you, you'll find like-minded people. You will find birds of the same feather that hopefully doesn't involve being shirtless in a wet basement or in a dank basement, right?
Either with like friends and immediately getting like a network of people around you. For a lot of people, it's worth the price and the hazing. Like,
you know what? Better yet, join a church or something. I promise you, because it's definitely better than being found in a dank basement, shirtless in a dank basement by the police. Anything is better than that.
Dues are not cheap for the frats. You are actually like forking over a pretty significant amount of money in order to stay paying for your friends and your sense of belonging. How annoying were the frat guys at UT?
Find a hobby.
Not
right?
at all. Actually.
Find a hobby, you'll find people the same thing. Alright, that's it. That's all you have to do.
I didn't have any bad experiences with the frat.
Right, you don't even have to go hard at it, and I'm warning you, if you go hard at a particular hobby, people will will make you responsible for stuff.
Guys at UT, when I was there.
Alright.
We were just
Bye!
discussing
Wait, what's this?
ideas of what to do
It's
with
not
the
part
new...
of our program. Okay. Hold on. What's next? Alright, what's next? Alright. This was one of the videos that we were supposed to get through, like, last week, before the old PC died. And yeah, we're here! Because here's the thing, I honestly just, wanted to step back, because I'm currently in the middle of a Gotrek and Felix novel right now, Troll's Lair. I think it's about to end. I'm about to start the second novel. Thoroughly enjoying it. By the way, definitely loads streets ahead better than the 40K in terms of literature, in terms of in terms of literature, it's definitely way better than 40K, right? Fantasy novels, streets ahead as compared to 40K in terms of literature. Right? Okay, so anyways, we have Sigmar, hero, god, barbarian. Let's check it out. Again, guys, like it if you do, and subscribe. Sigmar knows we need it, alright?
And by fair treatment, I mean that I've used him to call the Emperor a schmuck time and time again. But I realized I've never really gone into him as a character or anything.
Jumped like several seconds.
I have...
Okay. Like jump several... Okay, alright. Back again! Let's go.
Shall we say, given this gentleman his fair treatment over the course of this channel. And by fair treatment, I mean that I've used him to call the Emperor a schmuck time and time again. But I realized I've never really gone into him as a character or anything like that. I've spoken about how he's a better god than Big E in all sorts of different ways, but never more than that. So today we're going to be rectifying this massive issue. Sit down by the campfire, make yourself a nice cup of hot chocolate, and let me tell you a tale. Actually, screw that, this guy's a barbarian god king. Grab yourself the finest flagon of ale you have to hand and get ready to listen to the story of Sigmar Unborogen. Or Sigmar Heldenhammer, or simply just Sigmar. A man turned god, turned even bigger god, this man has seen and done it all.
There we go.
Yeah, this whole video was just an excuse to use another clip of Karl Franz. What about it? Something important to mention first, however. While Sigmar has magic flowing through his veins that make him immune to corruption, your computer doesn't. It's just a rock that can think. Luckily, there's ways to keep any harm that might befall it at bay with NordVPN, the sponsor of this video. Have you ever seen an ad online that offered some service or the other? Probably complete garbage, they're selling nothing to you. But maybe you click on it out of curiosity, or misclick and accidentally select the ad. And now your computer is being shelled with viruses. This kind of thing is called malvertising, and it's a real pain. Luckily, Nord's threat protection services can render you safe from this kind of attack. And some other wonderful things too. I am perhaps just a bit paranoid, you could say. It's always been a faint worry in the back of my mind some clown is gonna try and find where I live through the internet.
I've seen the film, but I have yet to see the third season.
Thankfully, Nord lets me assuage these fears. Allow me to demonstrate for you. I open NordVPN, I set it to active, and set myself to be in Germany. Good luck finding my IP address now, everyone, because I now live in Berlin as far as that's concerned. I can set it to plenty of other countries as well. 60, in fact, so I don't think you're limited in your choices. Another feature of Nord, you ask? Why, I'd be happy to tell you another feature. With NordPass, your passwords can be kept completely secure in a vault. It identifies old and reused passwords as well, which is very handy for someone like me whose password management is very underwhelming. I make a password, tell myself I'll definitely remember it, and then you know what happens next. I don't remember it. Then I reset the password and the circle of life begins anew. Thankfully, since NordPass generates new and unique passwords on top of keeping track of them, I don't need to worry about them either being found.
Like, if I get hit by a bus or something, look for that notebook. I tell my family where that notebook is located so they could, have access to everything.
out and taken advantage of, or me just plain forgetting them. But I know that money talks louder than anything else, so how about this? NordVPN's birthday deal is still going strong, and I've got some goodies for you to celebrate. With every single purchase of a 2-year plan, you can get 3 months to a whole additional year of service free of charge. And I'm not done throwing deals in your face yet, because with my handy link in the description, you get another month on top of that. That's 4 months minimum of free service right there. That's https://nordvpn.com/pancreas no work, or my link in the description. And if all that doesn't sound good enough to you, you get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you still don't think Nord's benefits are worth it after that point, there's no financial risk to you. So what are you still waiting for? Get NordVPN with my link in the description below, and keep yourself safe and secure online now. Alright, now we talk about Sigmar.
Hey,
Sigmar was once a man born to the Unbroken tribe, one of the many different groups of humans in the lands that would become the Empire of Man. They weren't yet unified, though with this man's birth that would come soon enough. He was born to the chieftain of the tribe and was technically royalty, though given that these were pre-imperial times, that's only saying so much. He gets the finest bearskin that he has to kill himself anyways. He's not living in the lap of luxury.
So,
The twin-tailed...
just to clarify, right? You have, wait. Oh crap. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. Timeline is old world, fantasy proper, Age of Sigmar. Oh, no. End times, and then Age of Sigmar. What I just can't remember is that was Sigmar, part of the old world, or was it, even before that? Because old world, fantasy proper, end times, and Sigmar. 4 completely separate different timelines, but I just can't remember if that, if Sigmar was part of the old world, or did, did he already ascend into godhood? I think it was I think we did the video with Arbiter Ian regarding that one. I just, can't seem to remember if he ascended into godhood before old world began. Again, comments, please. Like it.
Comet soared far overhead, signifying the birth of a legendary hero. He was born in less than ideal conditions. By that I mean his mother died mid-birth because an orc decided to take a chopper to her vital organs. She died of blood loss, but Sigmar's father and his bodyguard managed to reach her before the orcs could cut short all of Warhammer. This wasn't even like a Tzeentch orchestrated plot or something, this just happened. I'd say poor Sigmar, but his mom wasn't exactly having the time of her now-ended life, now was she? After this, he lived the typical life of your young barbarian war chief, prince, whatever. He underwent what was called Dooming Day, a coming-of-age ritual where he gets locked in a tomb of his ancestors and sees if they have anything good to tell him. Not having too much to tell him, Sigmar climbed out of the cave and saw that, as it turns out, his father ruled over little more than a bunch of scared hamlets. And Sigmar was not happy about this. It was time to change things. First, Sigmar grabbed some of his friends, who together apparently made a pretty balanced D&D group, and went to kill a big boar that had gotten quite the reputation for killing people that tried to do this. When they got there, his friends all booked it, and Sigmar tamed it by yanking a spear out of its back before going his separate way. This might not sound too important, but consider this. It sets a precedent. Sigmar can smash things flat with no problem if he needs to, but the man is more than just a roid-raging barbarian. He can think, he can make diplomacy. Keep that in mind for later. As for some actual fun stuff though, when he turned 15, he saved the life of the High King of the Dwarfs. Some orcs have been raiding Unbroken lands, and Sigmar actually shares something in common with Commander Farsight, at least in fantasy. Any amount of orcs alive more than 0 is far too many orcs. But these orcs held something special. Kurgan Ironbeard, the High King of the Dwarves at the time and possessor of one of the single dwarfiest names to ever exist.
Speaking of dwarves, can someone confirm, because it wasn't, specified, but I believe, Gotrek and Felix was happening during the End Times era. Am I right? I'm just about to finish the first book. Although, I feel like we're talking about the End Times era because, they're talking about the corruption and the dying empire. And it feels like, Karl Franz's time was already over during that point. So, again, comments, please.
Kurgan saw Sigmar giving the Black Orc warboss the business, and though its armor was too thick for Sigmar's bronze sword to pierce it, he was still impressed that this mere human was going to town on such a beast. So he broke free of his bonds, because dwarfs are all compact little brick shithouses, fought his way to the warboss's tent, and grabbed a special little present for Sigmar. Galmaraz. Apparently swearing the entire time, because dwarfs are known for many things, but elegance is...
Is this a time where the dwarves swore eternal friendship to Sigmar?
isn't one of them, Kurgan tossed the hammer to Sigmar, and Sigmar put Skull Splitter to good use and split that damn orc's skull. Or shattered, really, but that's technically still splitting. Shattering is just splitting into a lot of pieces. Sigmar's apparently a polite lad, so he tried to give the hammer back, but in a first that would cement the two races as friends for all time, Kurgan Ironbeard gifted the hammer to Sigmar. The weapon was highly magical and ancient even to the dwarfs, and it's believed that it has a mind of its own and chooses its wielder. It's as if the weapon was always Sigmar's and was just waiting for him to come claim it. God, that's fucking cool, isn't it? Also, in case you forgot, he's 15. 15. You know, I don't want to speak for anyone, but I'm assuming
I mean, Jon Snow was like, what, 14 when he became Lord Commander? Robb was 16 when he became, King in the North. What like most people tend to forget about things is that in terms of war or historical events, history is created by very young people, right? Like for example, if you guys remember Band of Brothers, they were in their like mid to early 20s. Alexander the Great was like what, 33? No. He was 33 when he died. Was it like 24 or like 25 when he conquered the known world or something? I could be wrong, but most people forget that most historical figures were really young, and some of them were even like teenagers when these things happened to them, or when they did historical things. I mean, like, for example, offers Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. She was only 18 when she wrote Frankenstein. And like, history, that's why there's a saying, protagonism, or like, being the main character is for the young or crazy people. Right? So, yeah. Him being 15 years old, that's historical basis. Younger people, have done, pretty amazing things. I mean, if you guys haven't noticed, most animes are based on teenagers and high school young people, and it has basis IRL. Like most people tend to forget that history is made by young people. Although that's a bit extreme, being 15, but it has happened.
None of us were murdering Black Orc war bosses at 15. Anyways, he went on to murder more orcs after that. One of his friends died, which is pretty sad, but Sigmar otherwise did pretty well for his first time commanding a truly massive army. He wiped out the orc forces handily and returned to what would become Altdorf in glory. His friend's twin brother was pretty unhappy with Sigmar for, in his mind, leading his brother to his death, but surely that wouldn't come back to bite him. Surely not. Meanwhile, the alliance with the dwarfs were giving Sigmar's forces access to such thing as iron. Before that, they were barely in the Bronze Age, so this is actually something huge, especially since the Chaos Gods
Bronze Age, so this isn't alright, so I guess this confirms that, Sigmar ascends to godhood before Old World, so yeah. Bronze Age, so not a god yet, so I guess he ascends to godhood, and then Old World era begins. Am I right? Comments, please.
They woke up to the hell this dude was going to be causing them for the next 2,500
Free
years.
engines.
They sent an armada of Norsi to kill him stone dead. His father went to face them and killed the Chaos Lord, leading the invasion at the cost of his own life. Sigmar, for his part, didn't know any of this yet. He did, however, know about his dead friend's brother assaulting him, murdering his sister and Sigmar's own lover, and tossing Sigmar into a river as the Chaos Gods empowered him with demonhood. Oh look, that thing came back to bite him. Who would have guessed? That's also Azazil's backstory, so if you're wondering where that weird-looking dude from Total Warhammer came from, now you know. All of Sigmar's wins, by the way, seem to be balanced off with the fattest of losses. Having been thrown into a river by Azazel, Sigmar woke up in a grayscaled land where there were shadow monsters.
Wait. What game was this? Wait. What game was this? I played this game. Age of Mythology, right? This is Age of Empires. This is Age of Mythology, right? Am I right? Comments, please. This was the campaign where Jason goes into the underworlds. This is Ajax. No. This is Ajax, if I'm not mistaken. Is it Agamemnon or is that Odysseus. But anyways, keep on.
Monsters everywhere, it was barren and boring looking, and his dad was there giving him a bear hug and helping him kill shadow demons. Turns out Sigmar
Shadow
was on
demons.
death's doorstep and took a vacation to Mor's Garden, the god of the dead. He and his father fought alongside a whole bunch of Unborogan warrior ghosts against the shadow demons and the ghost of the warlord his dad killed before his father gave him a fancy amulet and finally passed on into the afterlife. Rather miffed at the loss of his father, even though he got to speak to him one last time, Sigmar was now in control of the Unborogan tribe and slaughtered the Norsey tribes nearly to the last. The survivors fled to the coast of Norska from
Exciting
Nordland
things
and
are
became the
happening.
Norskins, whose descendants would forever plague the Empire with constant raids and sacking Nordland every 3 turns in Total Warhammer. With outside threats dealt with for the time being, Sigmar went about his initial dream of uniting the tribes of man and
I have Warhammer in my library. I just, you don't feel like it yet.
the one proud nation. While there are various tales of valor he embarked upon here, there's one I'd like to focus on in particular, the subjugation of the Teutogens, those who would become Middenlanders of the province of Middenheim. Their king, Artur, decided he was going to turtle on the Fauschlag, the almost impenetrable fortress atop Middenheim. Sigmar gave him a day before he climbed up there himself and demanded he account for his actions, as well as submit before challenging him to one-on-one combat near the Flame of Ulrich, the chief gods of the lands. Artur couldn't exactly back down from honorable combat right next to the holiest altar of a war god, and so the duel began. Sigmar was pushed back into the Flame of Ulrich, but unlike Malekith, Ulrich was actually quite fond of this lad. So with the power of the god of winter and wolves coursing through his veins, Artur was Galmaraz and the Teutogens, now a part of Sigmar's growing realm. The rest of the empire was united in relatively short order, and then because reality realized Sigmar had a moment to breathe, the tide of greenskins larger than any other were making their way towards the Dwarven Empire. An issue for several reasons. One, because the two nations were now friends, and two, because after you get through the dwarves, you get to the Empire. Sigmar killed one army of them, then Kurgan showed up and said, "Hey chief, that was the warm-up." So in preparation for round 2, Sigmar convinced a whole bunch of people to rally behind him while the dwarves held the bulk of the greenskins at bay. Only 2 tribes refused his call, the Utones, who were the
I
ancestors.
remember that particular story is that, one of the reasons why the dwarves were on the back foot, like the end times, they were already dealing with their existence. Because they held I think Gotrek mentioned this, that one of the reasons why the Empire of Man was currently thriving, or was currently the biggest faction, was because it was the dwarves who took the brunt of the assault of chaos or something.
Marienburg, so of course they didn't give a shit about the rest of the empire, and the Bretonni. Stupid, smug, arrogant, dumb pricks, ever since the dawn of time. And then, year -1, Imperial Calendar. No more distracting the orcs, for the rest of the dwarves had to withdraw to their holds. Now a united army of man and dwarf named Sigmar's Hammer stood at the Black Fire Pass to hold back the orcs, with the knowledge that if they failed, both races would become little more than fertilizer wherever their corpses wind up. The battle was not a complete shutout, but it was beyond legendary. Wave after wave of orcs descended upon the army, and wave after wave was repulsed at great cost. After being knocked down by trolls, Sigmar's life was saved by the king of another tribe named Marbad, who sacrificed himself to bring our hero his weapon. With this, Sigmar was done being a king, and ready to start being Doom Guy. So he took the elven sword his friend tossed him in one hand, Galmaraz in another, and just started ending greenskins. One would come to him, one would die. 10 would come to him, 10 would be sent to Gork and Mort personally. It's unknown if this was an attempt to rally his forces with sheer insanity, or if Sigmar really...
I keep forgetting that, it was already confirmed by GW that fantasy and 40k, share different universes. But for some reason, same gods. I mean, I've always had, in my head canon that old world, end times, birth and rebirth, that I remember Pancreas No Work when he in his Do or You Don't video regarding was it old world or just fantasy in general? He said that you can't change the end. I think it was an old world, right? He was playing old world and Do or You Don't Old World, and he said, right, that one of the things that he doesn't like about this particular game is that we all know how the story ends, right? We are all aware of the Bible. We all know how, it ends for Jesus Christ. We all know how, George Clinton crossed the I was about to say Rubicon. Crossed the Delaware. We all know how Julius Caesar, ended in the Senate floor. one of the things that he doesn't like about playing Old World is that he knows how the story would end. So we're just playing into the arms of the ending that that the end times would happen. That chaos would quote unquote win, and they needed Sigmar back. Now whether or not AOS, and that's why I think that might be the real reason why most of the fantasy players, or the most popular fantasy segment that people playing right now is AOS, is for the simple reason is that the ending has yet to be decided. Whereas if you play general fantasy, whereas if you play end times or old world, you already know the ending. So therefore, what's the point? What's the point of playing all of this, of fantasizing that perhaps we can change the future based on what we do now, since the ending has already been decided. So I'm guessing that's one of the reasons why AOS is compare, at least based on my anecdotal based on my personal observation, completely anecdotal, why AOS is the most popular segment right now is because it's the only, among all of the fantasy chapters, it's the only chapter that has yet to end, that has yet to have a definitive ending, that we still don't know. Will Sigmar win or will Sigmar lose to the forces of chaos? We don't know. But anyways, keep on going.
Had just gone off the deep end and started murdering everything in front of him. I like to think it's the latter. At last, he had cut his way through enough of the army that the orc in charge decided enough was enough and flew down atop his wyvern to put an end to this upstart git. And then the orc and wyvern died. Brutally. At last, however, the effort was finally too much for Sigmar, who collapsed to the ground exhausted. Unable to defend himself, the remaining orcs attempted to put an end to this madman when his army burst into action and threw themselves into the orc horde. Having remembered that as warriors, they're actually supposed to...
I'm sorry, it was like bothering me that my back scratcher was all the way across the room. It's like I have it's like I make it a rule to have like a back scratcher in every place that I go in my car. I have the retractable back scratcher. The only place where I don't have one is on my bike. Because it really bothers me because I have a helmet and for some reason the inside my ear starts itching. And then right now, in my car, the retractable back scratcher is a godsend. But here, yeah, I mean, everything's fine. But anyways,
the fight and not just watch their general do all the work, the Greenskins were routed as man and dwarf put them to the sword. With this, and one last little ceremony by the Pope of Ulrich just to make sure he was super extra for real worthy, Sigmar was crowned the Emperor of the lands now known as the Empire of Man. One last tribe was brought to heel with diplomacy, Proto-Marienburg was invaded and conquered, and Sigmar's 50 years of rule began. And it was good. Sigmar even found a cool crown of sorcery, which most certainly did not tempt him with promises of power if he would just surrender his free will. Then the Norsey tribe came back and killed another one of Sigmar's friends. By God, having any kind of personal relationship with this man is a death sentence. Sigmar responded with a small little bit of genocide, just a tad, against a group of traitorous tribesmen, until one of his childhood friends who somehow made it to adulthood calmed him down. Sigmar wept the most manly of tears over what he had done and ceased his actions. Then this scenario repeated itself another time until Sigmar finally realized that the goddamn crown he picked up was screwing with his brain and turning him into a real asshole, as well as rather gaunt and skeletal. I wonder who could be causing that to happen. The remaining Norskin siege Middenheim. The friend who talked Sigmar down from the ledge the first time was killed, because of course he was, and the Norskins were driven back once more. Sigmar decided he was sick of waiting for them to come to him and went to them instead, and many Norsey villages were destroyed. See, I might feel bad for them if they didn't worship the Chaos Gods. It's kinda hard to pity someone who worships the pantheon of Satans. So Sigmar went full Conan the Barbarian again for a bit. He once again stopped short of killing everyone though, which this time I won't even pretend to hold any pretense pretenses about what happens. It leads to more chaos problems down the line. But first, what you've all been waiting for. Nagash wants his damn crown back, and boy did he put up one hell of a fight to get it. Across the entirety of the Empire, undead roses won and assaulted the lands of the living. Not intending to conquer, but rather keep the Empire divided as undead attacked each of the regions, Nagash himself made for Reichdorf. That's Altdorf, by the way. I know I mentioned Altdorf earlier, but it wasn't called that yet. I'm gonna keep calling it Altdorf, though. Wearing Nagash's crown as the two rode out to battle, Sigmar rallied the city as the living and undead clashed in a battle rivaled only by Blackfire Pass. Though wearing the crown gave Sigmar some resistance to Nagash's magic, Nagash is motherfucking Nagash, and was still wearing our hero down. Brought low by his magic, it was only the arrival of reinforcements that distracted Nagash long enough for Sigmar to break free of his control. In a desperate move, Sigmar threw off Nagash's crown and taunted him, telling him to take his stupid headgear if he was brave enough. Nagash, greedy dickbag that he is, tried to pick it up and just completely ignored Sigmar for a moment. And then Sigmar did what he did best and beat the shit out of Nagash with Galmaraz, ending him once and for about 20 minutes. Can't really kill this guy. And then it was time for one last final challenge to Sigmar's reign. One young man had escaped Sigmar's attack on the Norskins, a man named Morkar. If you've ever looked at Archaon's items on either tabletop or in Total Warhammer, you might know who this guy is. But if you don't, Morkar was the first ever chosen of Chaos, with the combined might of the Chaos Gods and their followers behind his cause. Much information on the specifics of this war have been lost to time, but it's safe to say that it absolutely sucked. As the followers of the four marched further and further into the Empire, demons began manifesting on the material plane and fighting alongside the Norskins. At the climax of the war, Sigmar and Morkar fought for 24 hours straight before Sigmar finally defeated the first ever Chosen. Morkar came closer to ending his life than any other, even Nagash, but even he couldn't stand up to Sigmar's power. And then, finally at last, the challenges to Sigmar's reign had come to an end. 50 years had passed since the crowning of Sigmar as the Emperor of the Empire of Man, and at last the land knew peace. 80 years old by this time, Sigmar stood up from his throne, placed his crown down, and just left. There was no grand announcement, no passing on of the sword. He went for one last walk through Altdorf, taking in the sights of his burgeoning realm as it grew in this time of prosperity. He took some of his retinue and passed through Telebheim, staying there for a night admiring how it was not just his city prospering but all, and dismissed the remainder of his followers. He kept walking towards the World Edge Mountains and looked back upon his realm one last time. He saw growing cities and roads snaking through the forest as civilization grew far beyond what it
So I guess his job was done and he just, sort of like disappears? Sort of the same theme.
was when he was a child. He turned around, never to look back, and walked through Blackfire Pass one final time before disappearing. He also butchered a Lord of Change at the pass, who presumably thought that without an army by his side, he could take Sigmar. He just locked it up right in Galmaraz. For years, that was the end of it. 100 years after his disappearance, the dwarfs gave the Empire a replica of Galmaraz, though secretly they assumed that the humans would come to call this weapon the real one, since to the dwarfs, humans all have short-term memory loss. They were spot on with that, by the way. While in at least one of the books, Sigmar did indeed have a child whose descendants may very well be running around the Empire today, according to the official story known to the Empire at large, Sigmar left no heir. He claimed that the entirety of mankind was to be his heir to the throne, and so the kings of the various tribes that now made up the Empire made a decision. They would elect one amongst their own number to become the new emperor, and thus were the Elector Counts born. I am holding myself back from making the
It's so strange. Like that his concept of ascension was given by his followers or by the Empire. Like he didn't really ascend. Like there wasn't really any ritual to ascension. That no light from the sky. It was something that everything agreed on, that what, he ascended into God, and we will worship him as such.
obvious, not even joke, reference. I want you all to know that. Of course, as you can guess, Sigmar's not done yet. Over the following decades, rumors of Sigmar either appearing to help in times of crisis or him watching over his lands from beyond the realms of men grew in number. It came to a head when one nutjob named Johann Hellstrom preached word of a vision he had where Ulrich had gifted Sigmar with divinity, and the new religion spread like wildfire. While the established cults within the Empire were less than pleased with this, the population loved it. More importantly, because Hellstrom preached that the laws set down by Sigmar were divine,
So that's how it happened.
that meant they had the divine right to rule. So between the favor of both the common men and the nobility, the cult of Sigmar came into being 23 years after his disappearance in 73 IC. Indeed, through the Empire's faith in their departed leader, even the replica Galmaraz began to gain powers it couldn't have had through the work of the dwarfs alone. Also, maybe it's just me, but this whole thing sounds vaguely like the Protestant Revolution, only with more cool hammer gods and less arguing if you can buy your way into heaven or not. As it turns out, though, Johann was right. Sigmar had indeed ascended to godhood, which means he traded out being emperor for an even bigger workload, having to hold back the forces of darkness.
Who wants responsibility? I'm in our little island. I always told my friends, like, who would want the leadership position? Who would want the office chair? Who wants, like, the top spot? Because whatever happens, you're gonna be inheriting a burning house. Whoever, like, gets elected gets to inherit a burning house. I mean, who wants to deal with all of that aggravation?
24/7 now, which is what he was doing before, but now he doesn't get to sleep. Even worse for Sigmar, he had really pissed off the dark gods over the course of his life, and now that he's a god, they were even less happy. So Tzeentch, in a rare showing of actually doing something important in fantasy, trapped Sigmar in the magical vortex in Ulthuan. On the one hand, this meant Sigmar could do little as a god except empower those who fought in his name and the occasional miracle, not much chance to get his hands dirty anymore. On the other hand, imagine trapping Goku or Vegeta in the hyperbolic time chamber. They would have nothing to do except train, and train some more. Sure, while they're in there, they're not going to be a threat, but if they ever get out, you've just given your biggest enemies one hell of a power boost. And that's more or less what happened. Sigmar became bound to the magical wind of heaven, and now we get to the end times. When Teclis tried to bind the winds of magic to various elves, Tyrion, Marathi, and Slaanesh herself screwed the ritual up royally. Pretty much nothing went according to plan, and most of the winds just went to whoever might fit them most on the planet, except for one of them. Heaven. Because as I said, it already found the person who fit it the most, and it was trapped inside the vortex for, 2,000 years or so, just basking in magical energy, growing stronger and stronger. So with the vortex trapping him undone, Sigmar threw himself across the world, jumped into the body of Karl Franz, and went to work. While no, I'm still bitter about how they handled Karl Franz's death, to give Sigmar some credit, it shows that he hasn't let his time as a god make him soft. Immediately, Altdorf was purged of the Nurgle chaos corruption infesting it, and he took to the field in Franz's body. When he was reunited with Galmaraz, the real one this time, Sigmar had reached the peak of his power. Alas, Warhammer Fantasy's perceived unprofitability had sealed its fate, and in Middenheim, Sigmar wrestled with Archaon over Galmaraz as the world ended around them. He won the battle for his hammer, but lost the war for the planet. So he sat on the core of the world, plummeting through nothingness. And then he was found by Dracothian, who I like to call Puff the Magic Dragon because I couldn't think of a better joke. He brought Sigmar to the realm of Azir and the forming mortal realms at large. And once more did Sigmar go to work. He began protecting and guiding the re-emerging races of man, elf, and dwarf, and freeing any gods he managed to find. Nagash was first, and though Sigmar didn't really like Nagash, at these early stages he needed someone he knew was
is this the age of Sigmar? Like, what's going
strong
on?
enough to help him out. Together they fought beings that would supposedly give even the Chaos Gods pause for thought. He slowly came across the rest of what would become his pantheon, sometimes freeing them from a bit of a goof like Grimnir and Grugni, or sometimes just finding them out and about like the elf heroes turned gods. Together they formed the pantheon of the mortal realms, and it was good. For an indeterminate amount of time, and then it started breaking apart because we still need a war game. Chaos started showing up, the various gods started leaving, and eventually it came to a head at the Battle of the Burning Skies. Nagash was the last one to leave his side, but did it in a way that basically kicked Sigmar and his army in the balls on the way out. So Sigmar chased him back to Shyish, remembered there was an apocalyptic battle going on, and ran back to find out things weren't going too hot. He tried to end things between him and Archaon with a single throw of his hammer, and then Archaon shattered into little pieces. Not in a good way though, because it was an illusion, and the hammer went straight into the realm of chaos. So with chaos beating down reality once again, Sigmar took his ball and went home. He locked off his realm of Azir for a couple hundred years and went to work on something to fix things. Hundreds of years later, Sigmar threw open the doors of Azir and sent forth his legions who shall know no fear. The Stormcast Eternals, the Sigmarines, finally rallied forth and took back the realms from chaos. Or, parts of some of the realms. But hey, it's progress. And either way,
and now that's the age of Sigmar? Is that what's happening here?
Sigmar now has his own Space Marines, ones that are infinitely more interesting than actual Space Marines. Since then, Sigmar's attention in the Age of Sigmar has been on fighting the good fight. He's been trying to figure out how to prevent Stormcast from becoming mindless automatons of his will after they die and reforge enough times, with pretty lackluster results, I gotta be honest. He's learned how to delegate people to problems rather than always resorting to showing up and beating people to death himself, so he's getting pretty good at the whole being a god thing. Marathi ascended to godhood, and he started preparing to fight her and the Daughters of Cain on top of everyone else, and overall his position in Age of Sigmar can be summed up as getting ready to fight everyone at once ever. He's had limited success, but time will tell if the Stormcast can regain some momentum from when they first appeared, or if they'll keep getting their shit kicked in. Also, in regards to Marathi, he sent the Celestin Prime to deal with her instead of doing it himself, with the insinuation that she was still beneath his time and direct attention, which is just great. My thirst for Dark Elf mommy milkers doesn't mean that Marathi deserves anything but the worst in life. He wants more than anything to fight Chaos directly alongside his forces, but knows that his responsibilities as a god come first. He also wishes to ascend into the winds of magic themselves, but only after the
he can't just go down and kick ass anymore.
war against Chaos is won. Even as a god, he always wants to move on to bigger and better things. Kinda uplifting in a way. Even as a god, Sigmar knows there's always room to grow. As for his divinity, Sigmar is the god of the Empire, as well as those who would stand against the forces of Chaos, Orcs, and the Undead. Preaching martial bravery without being a complete moron about it, his priests go into battle decked in the heaviest plate mail to hand. They're also bald. The dwarves, rather than supporting his divinity, believe worship of Sigmar is more akin to venerating one's ancestors, but they support the practice nonetheless for this reason. Elves are iffy about him being a god, though at least by the time of modern Warhammer Fantasy, and the end times in particular, more and more were coming around to the fact that Sigmar probably stopped being a mere mortal some time ago. In Age of Sigmar, he's still got largely the same portfolio, though other races are more willing to call him a god, and he's willing to work with those who would have crushed without a second thought back in Fantasy. This isn't to say he's gone soft, he's more than willing to put down the undead at a moment's notice. It's just that the gods he has to work with have grown beyond just being gods of his realm. Whereas once his fellow gods would have been Ulrich, Mor, and Tal, themselves just differing gods of the Empire, Sigmar now counts Nagash, Grungni, and the Elven gods as his compatriots. Sometimes even Gorka Morka. Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I like to imagine Sigmar learned over his thousands of years that there was more outside of the Empire than just the dwarfs worth allying with. And, shit. You know, I've gotten so used to putting in a do or don't for characters at the end of these that I kinda don't know how to end this one. Can't really play Sigmar on the tabletop, because you just kinda win. I guess to wrap it off, I'll just say that Sigmar's a god and one of the premier special figures in Warhammer Fantasy, and naturally, Age of Sigmar. In stark contrast to the Emperor, we not only get to see him in books as a character with far more interactions with others, but he's also, well, a character. At least
I guess, I mean, that's the point. Like, you can't, like, because I've only read like 2 books of the 40k franchise, right? Because I found the whole thing to be mid. But the thing is, like, everything about the Emperor was basically, someone else's testimony about him. Like, we can't we simply can't write a book from God's point of view. I mean, that's the whole point. I guess that's what makes Sigmar more interesting than Big E himself.
the latest writings about him, the Emperor feels like someone tried to personify the phrase God works in mysterious ways in the most annoying way possible, whereas Sigmar has always been an actual character with flaws and motivations beyond save humanity. He's a hot-headed moron who thinks with hammer first, but learns from his mistakes and recognizes when he does something wrong, be it morally or just in the sense of fucking up. So with that, I guess I'll just bring the video to a sudden and jarring halt. I always kind of feel like I'm leaving critical details out, but I've also always imagined this channel as a primer kind of deal. You know, here's the basics, if you're interested there's more out there kind of vibe. Or maybe I'm just justifying laziness. I don't know, but I'm proud to announce that there's been at least one thread in 4chan with several people calling me slurs in it, so either way I can now rest content knowing I've made it to the big time in the Warhammer community. Thank you, of course, to my wonderful channel members. You are the Empire to my Sigmar. I may have created this abomination of a channel, but you all keep it going. If you'd like to support the channel, feel free to subscribe or become a member. Either way, thank you for watching, and take care out there.
Alright, guys, again, like it if you do, and bye! Alright. Alright, guys, I'm having, honestly I have to admit, I'm having trouble keeping my eyes open. Which means I'll see you all this coming week. I promise I'll make it up with some more Blue Archive. And then, hopefully we don't miss out on, we don't miss out on the present, story of, whatchamacallit, wait, what was that? To Whom Art Belongs. Like the second chapter of, the students in, Wild Hunt. But anyways, again, it's all the time we have for tonight. I'll see you guys. I'm so sorry. I can't keep my eyes open anymore. It's been a long day. I promise, like, I know I will make it up to you guys this week, okay? Bye!